On this episode of WPL World, we're going to talk about motors. About motors in particular that have come in the WPL series. So, early in the WPL series, this is actually the 180 size that they used to have in them. They actually had one smaller than this. They had a 150, which is smaller, which I don't have an example of. So this was early days of WPL, the motors and whatnot. Pretty slow, not a lot of torque. Right. And then some of them have the 260 motor, which is slightly bigger. This is a transmission, a single speed 260 aftermarket with clear gearbox. So, okay, and then one that's more common now on a lot of the models is the 260 counter rotating gearbox, which is a screw attached to it. Okay. And this is actually one of the more common ones in some of the models now, like your C24s, your C14s, some of the, like C54, all the way up to C54, I think, comes with these. Except the C44 ready to run has the 380 of a setup like this, okay? So then we have, this is actually the 2-speed gearbox that comes with the 370 motor. But there is also a single speed they make with the 370 motor. And so this is a lot of your bigger models are now coming with this, like your C94s and your C84s come with this size motor, which makes for a lot of better torque. And just all in all, better runnability. Okay. And this is a good example of some of your early WPL circuit boards. Just very, very basic. Few plugins here. To where really, on some of the new ones, if you like, this is Res 3V here. Connections for more lights. It's got a lot more going on there as far as the board. Which they also have another one board now that's very similar to this one. It's the BC controller. It kind of falls in between. So, and also one other thing between these is they put out different amounts of power. To where really the older ones really only put out enough power for the 180 or maybe a 260, and this will run a 370. 370 builds up a lot of heat on the electronics. So, so that's pretty much the depth of the electronics here. Now, as far as controllers are concerned, okay, a lot of WPL stuff has been this one right here, very basic, just on-off switch steering adjustment. This comes on the very basic models, like your C24s and C14s and whatnot. Used to come on all of them, like C34, stuff like that. And then now a lot of them come with this one that they have added drag brake. You got drag brake, you got adjustable steering rate, along with steering. This came out originally in the D12. The D12 is where this originally came in. For drifting, different amounts of steering, different amounts of acceleration and whatnot. Well, that's where that came in. And then as an upgrade, with your speaking of the Res 3V, this is your Res 3V radio right here. You got gear shifting. You got you can actually go between vehicle switching. This means you can have vehicle 1, vehicle 2. It has a speaker and a light turns the lights on and off. And then the newest one, the newest radio they have now looks like this. It's got some of the steering brake. It's got, you know, some of the same features. It's just a different one. Got a little storage compartment at the bottom, so a little bit different. As far as if you got fatter hands, it probably, you know, feels okay in there. And then as far as batteries, I do not have an example of what batteries they came with. Most of you will be familiar with these here. There's either the current is 4-pin. There is also a 4-pin with a separate balance plug, which looks like this. This is what the older stuff with the balance plug, 2-pin plug, 4-pin plug's the newest stuff. And before this, which I don't have an example, they had a yellow NiCad. So if you ever see one of these with a weird looking yellow battery, it's a NiCad, which means that particular WPL is going to be non-proportional in throttle and steering. That's how they were in the beginning. All of this stuff is proportional. Comes that way. All right. And then, as far as steering servos, okay, got a bag here with all kinds of electronics in there. This is your pretty standard WPL steering servo, plastic gear. This is their pretty standard plastic gear one. They do also have a metal gear one that you can get. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think like 25 gram servos. I don't remember. There's an example battery plug. That's pretty much your breakdown on the electronics that come through WPL. So pretty much anything else you might see out there. There's the all metal gearboxes. Anything else is going to be an aftermarket setup, which can be done on these as well. But mainly I'm just covering this WPL stuff. I personally have had some problems with the WPL stuff. I've had circuit boards stop working. Just recently I had one that stopped working for some reason. Would run about 30 seconds and then stop. It's because of a defective board. That does happen on these, so but for the most part, some of it's pretty dependable. Now some of this stuff is a little bit water resistant, which means you can, if a little bit of water gets splashed on it, you know, it's kind of splash resistant to a point. Submerging, you get these underwater, they don't like to work. Main thing is the antenna. Once you get the antenna underwater, it'll stop communicating with the remote, is from what I've seen. So anyways, bringing this to a close. Hopefully you have learned some today about the electronics. Feel free to post any questions in the comments section.